Hey everyone, Brad here with the Temple Guard Lightsaber. Got this from Galaxy's Edge along with the 46-inch blade to go with it. So I'll go ahead and give you a closer look at this and see what's inside. Alright, so the first thing you're going to notice about this is it comes in a case. Now these legacy lightsabers they have are only hilts. So you're paying just for this right here. If you want the blade, you have to get that separately. Alright, now the build your own lightsabers are $200. These ones, just the hilt, this one specifically I believe was $110. So it can be a lot cheaper, especially if you don't want to get the blade with it. But I'm sure most people will be doing that. Alright, so as for the case, this is, it's all plastic, but it does look very good. So see, it has some nice detailing on it. Kind of looks like a crate on the side. And the color. So this one's very unique, being a Temple Guard lightsaber. The color here is represented by the color of the lightsaber, and this one is yellow. Now, I'll give you kind of a story here. I wanted to get either Qui-Gon Jinn or Count Dooku. What I really wanted was Count Dooku with a green blade. But you can't change the color. And the reason for that is because the color is actually generated from the lightsaber itself. The, this thing right here has like a computer or something in it that sends a signal to the actual blade, because the blade can make any color and they're interchangeable. So I'll talk about that in a little bit though. So they didn't have Qui-Gon and they didn't have Count Dooku. So I went with this one because yellow's kind of close to green and I like the look of it. So, Temple Guard. Once you open it, you've got this nice holder for it. Now once you take it out, we'll just look at the case here for a moment. You've got the rest of this, it's just a little plastic insert. So I'll take this out so you can kind of see what it looks like. So all it really is a piece of plastic with like a little scrunchie on it. You just have styrofoam to hold it. So it looks pretty cheap once you take it apart. But when it's all together, it feels and looks rather nice. But again, that's just the case. It's kind of a freebie, really, to have the case. You got the little button here in the front, so it closes really well. Pop it open. All right. Now the first thing I noticed was, in any of these before you buy them, they can, they'll let you hold them and check them out. They feel really good. There's a lot of weight to this thing. I mean, really, really nice weight distribution on here. This part down here, I could tell you, that's metal for sure. And I'm sure some more of this might be metal too. And if there is plastic, it's kind of hard to tell. The design of this one, mostly gold and white. A little bit of silver. Now, I'll tell you my first complaint here. I kind of have two. This button here. When I bought this, I was walking around with it, and this button came off twice. So once, when we were walking around Adventureland, it just fell off, and I noticed it. And then out in downtown Disney, it fell off as well. So I actually got some glue and glued it back on. So if you buy one of these, be careful, especially in the early batches, because you might lose the button. And you may even want to try and pull it just a little. If it comes off, you're going to want to glue it back on, because this one little red piece kind of accents it really nice, I think. Got this here. I'm not entirely sure what this is for. Maybe it's used to like wrap something around so you can carry it on your hilt. Relatively simple design. Now, to change the battery, see this here, just unscrews. It kind of reminds me of a flashlight, really. And you have this piece here, which comes out, and all that does is hold your batteries. 3 AAA batteries, alright? And it just slides right back in. Now when you get this, There's going to be a few stickers on it, mostly warnings and labels of that nature. But the one you can't get rid of is on the bottom. I don't know if the camera's going to focus on it, but it says Disney here, serial number, made in China, and Lucasfilm. So it's not very noticeable, but that doesn't come off. So you're kind of stuck with that. And the last thing that I'm not really a huge fan of is you have this plastic insert, I guess to protect it when you don't have the blade in. But it just kind of sits there. You put it in, it doesn't twist or anything. It just sits in there. So if you actually like shake it enough, it could fall off. And for that reason, I don't really like keeping it on there. Do I like this? Do I think this is worth it? Yeah. If you're a fan of Star Wars, buying these, most of them were like 110. Some of the bigger ones like Kylo Ren's were like 150, and if you get Ahsoka, I believe that was like 200 because you get 2 lightsabers. But let's move on to the blade. Probably not going to be able to fit this in the shot. So the blade here at the end, it looks like it just has electronic sensors. Because this isn't any single color. This has the LEDs inside of it, and it will register whatever color this thing tells it to do. And that's why, like I mentioned earlier, I couldn't have a Count Dooku blade that's programmed to be red, you know, show a green color, unless you could hack it somehow. Maybe down the line someone will figure that out. Alright. It's a really good length. They have 2 options. I believe this one was 60. And the shorter one I think is 50. I could be wrong, but that might be it. But I want to show you how it looks specifically with the Temple Guard one. I know a lot of people have videos with lightsabers out there, but I didn't see anyone that had one with this lightsaber. So, I'll plug it in and show you how that works. So you line it up. I might have that backwards. Yeah. So it makes a noise, but you still have to push it in a little more. And you got to twist it, and it pops back out. So that noise is acknowledging that this is connected. If you try pushing the activation button without this in, nothing will happen. But now, and I'm going to turn off a light here. Be back. Alright, I've turned off some of the lights, so hopefully it turns on alright here. Okay. So it makes the humming sound, and I think that's a unique sound to this lightsaber. I haven't heard any of the other Disney ones very well, but this has a different humming, I think. Now when you move it, it'll make motion noises. And if you hit something, it'll flash white for a moment. So it's probably hard to see this in camera, but in person, it looks really good when it flashes white. And I'll deactivate it. Alright. Show you one more time. And that's it. That's the Temple Guard lightsaber. I'm really glad with it. I think it is a little pricey, but this one you're kind of getting what you're paying for. DJ Rex was really neat, but a little overpriced. And now that I realize there's not even like a rechargeable thing, you have to use batteries every time. So, Temple Guard lightsaber, legacy lightsaber from Galaxy's Edge. I like it, and hopefully this video helped you decide if you are on the fence about getting this one. So that'll do it. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.